Ladies and gentlemen, how are you today? I'm gonna ham it up because it's what I do sometimes in front of the camera. You know, production value. Okay, I should get an Apple box. I just wanted to say thank you, 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 thank you to everybody out there, especially Susan, Lynn, Susan, Boss, Susan, Caroline, Lynn, and everyone in Asteroid Fight Club for being awesome. You guys are tremendous and fantastic. I think you know that over the last 2.5 years, it's been quite an adventure. Um, Somehow, I've been doing this for 7 years, and for 7 years, I've been saying when the sun acts weird, Earth weather acts weird, and people act weird. And then I went back last night while editing on my Venus videos and was going over some of my sun videos from 7 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. And I'm talking about, look, man, nobody knows what the sun is going to do. Nobody really knows what the sun is doing. Things are strange. And so 2.5 years ago, like 20 people showed up with this cult of grand solar minimum. And they're like, we know exactly what the sun is going to do. We looked at some tree rings and we licked some rocks and we know what the sun is going to do. I'm like, what, dude? Hey, how did 20 of y'all just show up at the same time, all saying the exact same thing and literally have like a religious dedication to it? Like, that just seems weird. And none of y'all ever have any problems whatsoever with financing or hackers or, and there's always like throwing conventions of like, I don't know how that works, man. It's kind of like when Alex Jones was like, man, I'm fighting against the Illuminati. And then he's like, man, I made $54 million last year. I'm like, I don't know how that works. And so I just can't express enough to you guys, everybody out there who's been with me for any duration. Like, I definitely wouldn't have survived, wouldn't have made it this far without y'all. Like, it has been a shit show where you literally have two sides battling for the narrative, and they're willing to cut anybody's throat who disagrees with them. It is the most un-American thing you can fucking imagine. And hackers are ultimate cowards. That means your mother and your father raised you to be a coward. There is nothing less manly than perturbing or disrupting somebody through hacking, okay? It was like when my guy friend tried to poison me on my birthday, I was like, dude, we're taking away your man card. You're not officially a woman. Because traditionally, everybody knows women try to poison people. There's no disrespect to women. If you've done a lot of studying for Sun Tzu and stuff, like, just what happened to American men, dude? Like, and what about, I just don't get the religious aspect of it. Like, and I don't get how, like, if you look at, they put out a snow chart today comparing this year's American snowfall to the last 50 years of snowfall, and it's tiny. It's minuscule, bro. Like, you keep telling everybody, the mini ice age is coming. And then, like, half the United States is totally spring, and you're like, oh, that's part of grand solar minimum. Or like now that sunspots are showing up, you're like, oh, this is part of grand solar minimum. It's like, no matter what happens, you guys are just going to keep moving the fucking goalposts. And you know what? I keep offering an olive branch. Like, it's okay for us to disagree. It's okay for you guys to believe whatever the fuck you want to believe. That technically we should all be working together to get a place of common ground and improvement in our society. That to build mega infrastructure, to do the things we need to do, we have to put aside our differences and work together. And so I've extended the olive branch 100 times. And there is nothing I would love more than to sit down with Diamond or Ben or Dabu in front of a live camera where you can have an actual conversation, where it's not just a group of 20 unimpeded who just get to say whatever they want to Like I am really good at thinking and talking, being cool and telling jokes. And I have nothing to hide other than my belly because it's big. I'm gonna work on it though. But man, I've been sitting in this foxhole because I've been under fire. Diamond, how much do you have? 10 million, 100 billion? Are you like one of the Oppenheimer kids? Like, did your granddad invent the nuke? Sure feels like it. And if you go back to my writings from 1996, when I was talking about the problems that we would encounter in the grand transition, I said one of the biggest problems we would encounter would be the inheritees of the old money people. So all the super 13 rich kids, the rich kids would be a problem because they don't have a respect for the ones that taught them, the ones that how we got here, all the sacrifices made to get to this point. A lot of them are just like, hey, dude, we're the greatest of all time. And so having to have gone up against several of the old money kids during this 2.5 years, thank you again to everybody. Like, I've represented the public, and at no time am I blaming the left or blaming the right or blaming the fucking super richest or blaming, like, it's just a dumb game, man. Like, beating up on the media is like the easiest shit ever. We all get that they're in the net, like they are owned by a multi-corporate fucking umbrella conglomerate, and they're not going to tell the people the truth that they need to be told. And so, dude, like I can't express to y'all enough, the public, the regular people. It's what, like I always say, because I keep hearing people talk about a civil war. Like, dude, half of the Democrats, like, they're half of America, right? They're the people who are driving your bus. They're checking you out at the grocery store. They are working at the movies. Like, these are regular people. 90% of people are living bill to bill, day to day, just worrying about their family, worrying about their love, trying to find happiness when you have to work all the time and you get home and the only thing anyone's ever talking about is politics. Like, politics is the new religion. Politics is the new culture. Politics is the new movie. Politics is the new rock star. So it's like you get off work and the only thing you got is freaking politics. So everybody's just trying to escape. So I don't understand why I would still be having the 20 people who showed up 2 years ago, bro. 2 fucking years. Like, you showed, like, just because you have a large collection of people who have a lot of resources doesn't mean that you guys are like super genius of all time. You're definitely not rebels. And your whole stance is so fucking nebulous. And it's like suspicious observers want suspicious conclusions, man. Like, it's like you gave up observing and you're just sticking whatever data in the same fucking hole. Also, Dutch Sense, I made a mistake. Dutch Sense moved himself from YouTube to Twitch because the YouTube situation has been untenable. And I will make a video on that. I plan to do it tomorrow. But like I was saying yesterday, today, the day before, I'm going to fight tooth and nail just to keep my computers. See this? I had to reset my computer again. Second time in 2 days. Remember Sage? When she was on my channel and I dated for 2 years? Her husband owns like 30% of the real estate in North California and works for the NSA and is also a deep fake grand solar minimum guy. Like, this shit goes deep, people. This shit goes deep. And so while I've been in the middle of the underworld and public, the underworld has just been kicking my ass, like using the rules against me and cheating a lot of the fucking time. They're definitely hanging their butts out more than they should be. And so, like, I can't thank y'all enough. And that I think definitely by spring, I think by the time we get to spring, by April, March or April, the sun is going to be alive and kicking. And definitely through the middle of the year, that the whole grand solar minimum narrative is going to fucking fall apart. And so, dude, that's just what it is. And so you can't be mad at me because y'all made shitty bets. That's not how it works. I spent months telling everybody I was sure that Florida would get hit by a Cat 4, Cat 5. Technically, the Northeast did get hit by a Cat 3, but still, the amount of times I talked about it did not justify the damage that happened. Now, whether atmospheric defense did that or I just made a bad call, I have been apologetic. I have admitted my mistakes. I have said that I'm sorry. And technically, it's like the only bad hurricane season I have. But I'm just saying, like, you got to be able to say, hey, I was wrong. And you can't just hold on to a bad position forever and then spin out of control. And you guys have been spinning out of control since last Easter. I will say it again. You guys have been spinning out of control, getting more desperate, getting more radical, getting more like since Easter. And I keep extending an olive branch, saying, hey man, I ain't mad at y'all, I ain't mad at anybody. Technically, y'all have made me so much cooler during these times battles where I have a ton of people coming at me. One single man, one single Star-Lord New Thor 7, the T. And so it's made me a better person. All of this has been shit that I can use into the future to appreciate everything that I have, including everyone who watches. The fact that on average, I've had 15 million views and I've been averaging 4,000 views pretty much a day for 7 straight years every day. I'm so appreciative of that. I mean, it's like, with no disrespect to Jesus Christ or God, it's like a church where I have been able to come and talk to you for a long time, and I appreciate that so much. But I also know that with great power comes great responsibility. And so I take it very seriously that A, I give y'all good information. And B, if I make a mistake, I own up to it. And C, I got to try and stay humble. It gets hard though, man. And so I'm just saying, thank y'all, everyone. You guys are great. And that, I mean, literally, like, the moment my computer, and I screenshot it, like like 2 minutes after my editing program gets forked and just like won't work, and I got to reset everything, like it'll be like 2 minutes later, Oppenheimer Funds Ranch Project will put up my video's premiering in 10 minutes, 30 minutes, like Diamond, I don't know why. I'm like your Al Gore, where you're like, we got to get rid of Al Gore, boom! We got to get rid of Thor News, boom! I don't know why you became fucking obsessed with me, bro. And it's kind of weird, super weird. But like I said, I've extended the olive branch a million times, and that y'all peaked in like 2015, 2017, and that unless you change your target and path, you're going to look, y'all's whole team is going to look fucking dumb, man. Super dumb. Now, granted, I think there's a lot of deep fake going on in the Grand Solar Minimum. Because if you know, like Taylor, like the Underworld gets access to the best deep fake programs you can imagine. We're like, man, if you want to put yourself in Top Gun, you can. Like, they can make it look or sound like anybody out there. And so we're dealing with a lot of deep fake issues. But here's the kicker that I think is cool. Someone informed me at one point in time, they have the AI ability, so in the future they will be able to go back and reverse engineer the deepfakes to show you the exact people talking without the deepfake masks. So a lot of people who are rich and famous have been saying a lot of horrible shit, and that thinking no one would ever catch them, and that there's a good chance that is going to get reversed one day. And so I just wanted to say thank you guys again, and ask Diamond, Tony, the whole GSM crew, like, come on, man, give it up. I really just want to be fun, cool, try and get us to new cities, new infrastructure. It's going to be an emotional year with the stupid ass election. We've got a market crash coming. Like, you have to be a fucking idiot to not realize the Federal Reserve is pumping in $400 billion in 3 months. And so you've had 3 interest rate cuts in the last 6 months. You know what that means? That means the government's like, all right, we got 24 trillion in debt, and we don't want to pay that monthly fee that much. So we're going to reduce our own interest payment. Imagine if on your credit card, you could be like, hey man, I just decided I'm going to reduce my interest rate payment on my credit card. On your house, I'm going to drop my interest rate payment to 0. Like, who wouldn't do that? You know what I'm saying? That is what your government is doing. So I'm a little creeped out when our president is like, the economy's never been better. They've had to cut the rates three times. They've had to spend 400 billion or more on repo short-term loans. Like, we have a $24 trillion debt. If you include the Federal Reserve's balance sheet, it is 28 or 27 trillion. The economy is not in great shape. And technically, like 70% of everyone who owns all the stocks in our American markets is from out of our country. And so, as I've said before, without any political bullshit, I'm worried. The stock market is, they're just, both sides, the damn Republicans are pumping that thing up. And then at one point, the knife is going to fall this year and markets are going to plunge. Everybody will be selling, nobody will be buying. And so I would recommend keeping some powder dry. And then everybody will be disenfranchised. But that will put us in a beautiful position to realize that the old system is dead, busted, and going away. So I just want to say thank you to everybody again out there. I mean, God is great. Jesus Christ has saved me every time, and Asteroid Fight Club is spectacular. And it is going to be a wild year, and I recommend everybody put aside their bullshit grudges. And if you were selling the turd, man, it's time to just be like, hey, you know what? Maybe I was wrong about selling the turd. Here's another thing. All right? I came before Space Force. And so I would like to spend 50 to 100 hours making the coolest Space Force video of all time. But I can't because I got GSM Diamond Ben up my butt constantly. Okay? And so, dude, I don't know if it's the Air Force or if somebody can somebody clear me some space so I can make, because everybody is ripping the camo. They put out the new space uniform video. It's like camouflage. And so there are Democrats who are snipey, gossipy bitches. No offense, or can be. We can all be snipey, gossipy bitches. And so they're like making fun of the uniform. It is bad to be making fun of your own military. It is a military branch. It's like making fun of the Marines or making fun of the Air Force, the National Guard, or the Army, or Navy. And B, dipshit, as Sage, aka Phoenix, used to say, space is all over the place. Space allows us to get to a CCC situation where, like, we are all responsible for cleaning our oceans. We are all responsible for cleaning our rivers. We are all responsible for improving things on our planet. So Space Force, space is technically all over the place. So when they put out a camouflage uniform, that means we got a lot of work to do right on the ground. And most of the big battles are being fought right on the ground. And so we can't get to the cooler shit until we start doing all the shit we got to do. And so respect it when they put out a camouflage, hey, dude, Space Force. That means it is time to start cleaning shit up because we have been a collective slob as a nation and a country and a world. All right. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I put out that Venus video. It was only 2 minutes. It was low res because I made like a 20-minute version. And then the hackers came and were messing me up. So I just had to put up that 2-minute version, which I'd rendered. And then I put up the video last night about the dragon's tail, and they've just been freaking out. For whatever reason, Diamond and the crew sure hate when I make edited videos, man. I don't know, does your girlfriend have a crush on me, bro? There's nothing I can do about that. Nothing. Sorry if you walk in and she watch my video. There's nothing I can do, man. I could just be me. I'm sat here in a stupid ass smelly foxhole for 2 fucking years and I'm ready to get out of the house. And sure, yeah, I've gained weight, but I ain't going nowhere. Comfort foods have been a decent replacement for affection. But sure, I'm ready to get out of the house, man. I'm a Sagittarius. I just want to run. But they got a local branch of freaking GSM QAnon here that's like, we got to get rid of Thor News. He obstructs our narrative. We must push our propaganda. We must push our propaganda. Propaganda team unite. Whatever, dude. All right. So I love everyone in Asteroid Fight Club. We are making major steps forward as a civilization. Can you feel it? It's rough at times. And so I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Let me say thanks again to everyone in National Fight Club. Susan, Lynn, Susan, Boss, Caroline, Susan. You guys are great. Fantastic. And thank you. I have busted my ass and sacrificed everything just so I would be ready and we would be ready at this point. You know? And thanks to Jesus, man. You save my ass every single time. As long as I keep my heart good and my motivations pure. So, yeah, you know, everybody enjoy your Sunday. And I can't even imagine, man, like the fact that y'all focus on me so much. It's just so like all you like it's like you think about me when you wake up, Diamond. You think about me before you go to sleep, dude. I guess that's vintage classic bad guy, you know? And take, you know, but you probably got Asperger's. And so I don't blame you. But I'm just saying, I would recommend people working together. And definitely anyone who's like, I know exactly what the sun is going to do next year, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. Whatever, bro. Whatever. You may, you know, get low-hanging fruit to believe that. But the data is wearing out on it. Like the snow is at really low levels, normal. The heat is at really high levels. If you use GSM to bet on natural gas, you lost your ass. If you use GSM to bet on commodity and crop prices so far, you lost your ass. So don't take it out on me. You guys made bad bets, man. That's what I'm saying. We should have an unofficial space force, Asteroid Fight Club, where people with different beliefs can work together. You should allow people to believe in things other than a politician, cryptocurrencies, and GSM. You know, this America, man. Keep America the land of freedom. Don't fall for the he said, she said binary bullshit. And ask yourself, where did all these fuckers get all this money? Why don't they ever have any problems? You know? And why is 95% of the fucking truth community all saying the exact same thing? And how many are mentioning the Federal Reserve? You go back 5 years, everyone was always like, the Federal Reserve is evil. The Federal Reserve is evil. And now nobody just talks it like, they're like, well, I guess it's, you know, stock markets are great. So, and I'm not anti-Federal Reserve. You know, if you want to get into higher brow information, they are part of the ones who are like everybody's holding it together so we can get to a better place. And while everybody's just throwing darts, like I blame this person, we're all trying to get to a better place, man. That's what I was trying to say yesterday. If we do get to a better place, I'm giving the Thor News Award to Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Hillary Clinton for being the greatest tanks of all time. That's a World of Warcraft reference. Just meaning that like all this negative energy has been focused on these three people of millions of people for so long. And if it is an ends justifies the means situation, and no, I'm not talking about pedophiles and murder and all that shit. What I'm saying is there's a lot more Snape action happening than you guys understand. That like you can't take fucking YouTube and media as Bible, man. Like there's so much deception going on from both sides. There's so many double triple agents out there. And there really are a lot of people working to get us to a better place where civilization can move forward. So know that. Hope lives and technically is getting much stronger. It's going to be rough for the next 9 months, but I believe, that more and more people, the Saturn, Jupiter planet, like more people will be like, hey, man, maybe both sides are leaving out a whole lot of important things we need to understand. Another thing you got to understand, if you knew where the volcanoes were going to be erupting or where the earthquakes were going to be going, and you only cared about profit, like Australia is a giant housing bubble. The West Coast, giant housing bubble. Like nobody ever talks about the fact that Ohio real estate prices have pretty much been skyrocketing. Like Ohio's the new bubble because a lot of people are moving to middler lands. Texas has been getting a whole lot, like we're number 2 in the as far as states that people are moving to. Well, also I'm here, And so I just want to say thank you to everybody. Reset my computer, but like I said, it's Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. God bless him. That dude was badass, and they killed him. Jesus was badass. They killed him. Jimi Hendrix was badass. They killed him. And so I've been walking down the barrel of the shotgun for a long fucking time, man, knowing I could die any day. But if the world isn't going to improve, then I'm not that worried about it, you know? So another thing I've said before, the last time that Saturn and Pluto conjunct in Capricorn, we had the Reformation. Remember that? When the Catholic Church was like, we're the biggest badass of all time. We can murder 400,000 people in the name of God and Jesus if we want to. No one can stop us. And then Martin Luther was like, hey, dude, you guys are fucked up. Let me give you a giant bunch of reasons why you are taking the word of God, and Jesus Christ's name wrong. And he nailed them all to their door, man. So GSM is like the Catholic Church of the truth community. Sorry, guys. You guys picked this fucking fight. I don't want to fight, man. I just want to party and have fun. But I guess I'm pretty well geared at spiritual warfare. And so, yeah, dude, we all know it. The old system's going away. And the people who just want to punish everyone, well, your time has been done, man. That whole Scorpio season from 2012 to 2019, that was your fucking heyday. If you like seeing people miserable, people unhappy, you had your heyday, man. That day is freaking over. You know, everybody's tired of it. Everybody's got war fatigue. Everybody's ready for the new shit. And the new shit is coming. So please don't lose hope. And I don't ever worry about the other channels because nobody does what I do. I provide hope. I provide inspiration. I provide humor when I'm at the top of my game. And it sure would be nice if the cowardly dickheads who get so jealous and envious would stay out of my machine and let me make some of the best edited videos of all time. Everybody loves them, dude. You know, and it's much different than when you got your whole crew saying the same shit, just specializing in different areas of it. It's pretty incestuous. And not for free thinkers. So Diamond Dude, come on. Can you be cool? Do you know how? Do you need me to teach you? God bless everyone. Thank you. Have a great day. America lives in your heart as a beacon of freedom. And we need to improve a whole lot of things.